Hi guys, I'm Cody Jay and welcome to the perfect place for makeup tutorials, product reviews, challenges, skincare, and more. Today I am so excited, and I know I say it in every video, but today I'm extra excited to finally be able to review the new Nikkietutorials X Beauty Bay Pressed Pigment Eyeshadow Palette. So if you guys would like to find out how I created this absolutely stunning halo look, keep on watching. Okay guys, so before we get into this Nikkietutorials X Beauty Bay Pressed Pigment Palette, I just would like to know what your guys' experience was like when purchasing from this collection, as well as your wait time on getting this product. I know a lot of people, myself included, had a lot of issues as far as the delivery and like the shipping times. So I understand that COVID and all these things are going on and it's been going on for a while, but my issue is it took me 2 weeks from the date that this palette was dispatched, and it upsets me because I paid for like the extra $15 for the upgraded delivery. So it said from Beauty Bay that once it's dispatched that it would take 1 to 2 business days to arrive, and it took 13 days for it to come to my home. So I'm kind of angry about that because I'm tired of wasting money on upgraded shipping all the time from brands for them to not follow through with their promises. So when I said something about it on Twitter, people were like, oh my gosh, Cody, like there's stuff going on in the world, and I'm like, that's fine, but you should reflect those things, you know, with your like shipping promises, you know what I'm saying? So like if you know there's things going on that's going to affect your, you know, supply chain management and logistics and all that kind of stuff, you should, you know, adjust things, like not tell people that regardless you're going to get your product in 2 days when you pay this extra shipping, because like at the end of the day, what was the point of me paying that extra money for nothing, you know? But besides that, we do have this in our possession and I'm very excited about it. Now, I have been a very long time Nikkietutorial supporter. I have watched her all the way back to where she was like, you know, sitting in her room with the little string lights behind her. You could barely see what was going on in the video because you know, the quality was so bad because it was such an old video. And here she is today, on top of the world, like a huge, amazing influencer. She's very inspiring to me, and I have been waiting for this to happen for so long. I've been waiting for a palette to come out from her, and I'm really excited. Now, obviously, there's been some issues in the past with collaborations, and the collaboration that she did with Ofer Cosmetics has been pretty successful as far as I know. So I'm really excited about this. I hope this is a very successful collaboration for Nikkie and Beauty Bay, of course. Okay, so getting right into this beautiful palette. This is a pressed pigment palette, and it has 20 shades in it. Now, when you open it up, it looks like this. Ooh. Now what I love about this is like the dual mirror thing. I've never personally seen a palette set up like this, so I think it's really unique and neat. Now on this side it says, I am me, and over here it says, you are you, because we are all unique and special in our own ways, so embrace it and love yourself. Now, what I really like at first glance with this palette is the range of shades that are in here. I think there's a lot of beautiful colors. I think the majority of them are very complementary. Obviously, at the top you have the oranges, you have pink, red and purple, yellow. All of those colors obviously go together very well. Down here towards the bottom, you have light blue, you have a darker blue and a green. Those obviously go together really well. At the end of the day, you have a pretty decent rainbow selection going on, if you will. There are several different shimmers that I really think are beautiful. What I like about the shimmers the most is that there's definitely a diverse selection of them. You have a very bright silver shimmer here at the top called Ivy. Then over here is more of a golden one called Underground. You have a blue one down here called Mama Tutorials, which you already know. This is already going to be my favorite one. I love that color so much. So there's definitely a lot of choices for shimmers on your lid, if you're cutting your crease, if you want a pop of shimmer in the inner corner, which I always do. Now, like I said, this is a pressed pigment palette, so beware of staining. This is technically not eye safe because it's pressed pigment, but just know that, be careful with it. Don't get it like in your eyeball, but they are going to typically be very pigmented shadows since they're pressed pigments. But again, just be careful of staining. Like, don't be surprised if you get staining. And a little tip for you, if you do get stained eyelids, which I do all of the time, grab some shaving cream, any kind of shaving cream, grab a little bit of it, emulsify it in your hands a little bit, pack it onto your eyelids, and let it sit for like 5 minutes. Just literally keep your eyes closed. Don't be on your phone. Keep your eyes closed for like 5 or 6 minutes, and then wipe it off, and you'll be amazed at how much of the stain is removed from your skin. You're welcome. Okay, so getting into this eyeshadow look, I'm going to start off by taking my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01 as always. I'm going to put a little bit of that on my little beauty sponge. I'm just going to prime my lid because, as Miss Tutorials herself would say, not to prime is what? A crime. So we are of course going to prime our lids because you gotta Now, guys, if you're not priming your lids before you do eyeshadow, you're really not even doing eyeshadow. So primer is meant to really hold on to pigments that you're applying to it. It helps to intensify and brighten the colors that you're putting on. It helps increase the stayability of your eyeshadows. It helps prevent creasing. And at the end of the day, it blocks out any discoloration on your lid. If you see your veins on your lid, it just cancels out everything and really sets your eyeshadow up for success. So if you're not priming your lids, please start priming them. My personal favorite, again, is from P. Louise. I love this base so much. It's my absolute holy grail base. I love it so much. If you don't have that and you don't have any other like real bases, you can also use concealer if you want. I personally think eyeshadow bases are best. Just make sure you're using something because something is better than nothing. So when it comes to Nikkietutorials, she does a lot of really colorful looks, of course. It's definitely something she's known for, which is obviously why she created these beautiful colors in this palette. I think what I want to do today is kind of like a blue-green moment with definitely probably this on my lid at some point and ivy here at the top on my inner corner. That's the plan, at least. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the overall eye look I'm going for today is gonna be a halo eyeshadow look. So to get this started, I'm gonna go in with Amsterdam, which is the dark blue shadow down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to take this with a small blending brush from Morphe and just dip into that. Now, when you have pressed pigments, there's a little bit of fallout, nothing too crazy with this palette, or this color at least, right off the bat, so I do like that, but just be aware that you could have some fallout. So I'm gonna take this blue and I'm gonna kind of start stamping it into my crease area. Now, I love stamping motions because it really packs in the pigment and it shows up a lot easier. And then we'll blend out the edges. Okay, so once you have that general shape like that, I'm gonna take a little bit more of that blue, and I'm just gonna kind of scratch along the edges just to buff them out and get them ready for the next color we're gonna put on top. Okay, so you see how we blended it out right around the edges and you have just like a lighter blue around the dark blue? That's what you want. That means the edges are perfectly blended out and they're ready to take another color to blend into them. So I'm gonna take that same brush, I'm gonna wipe it off on a paper towel just to get any of the excess pigment off. And now we're gonna dip into Plot Twist, which is right here. Now with Plot Twist, we're gonna do the 50-50 rule. We're gonna put 50% of this product on the dark blue and 50% above it. So kind of like right there is where we're gonna place it. So we're just going to, in circular motions as always, blend out the edges a little bit more with this lighter blue. This is gonna create more of like a gradient effect, which is the ultimate goal that we're going for in this look. Okay, that is a beautifully blended out blue. So I'm gonna take that same brush again, dip into Amsterdam, which is the first dark blue shade, and I'm gonna kind of go back into the crease just to bring a little bit of that darkness back that was lost when we blended it out. And then again, I'm gonna dip into the lighter blue, which is Plot Twist, and go around it one more time. Very, very lightly. All right, that blue is perfectly blended. It looks absolutely stunning. The colors right off the bat, they show up right away. They're very pigmented, they're very beautiful. I love the intensity of them right off the bat. They definitely are buildable, so if you want them to be super, super intense, you definitely can accomplish that. I also like how easily blendable they are. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to shadow formulation, is the ability to easily blend them. And so far I've had zero issues. It took little to no work at all to blend them together, and I'm very, very happy with it so far. All right, so next we're gonna take a little bit of our P. Louise base and we're gonna put it on the back of our hand. And then we are going to create the little halo moment. Now, I personally like a little chunky fat halo because that's my thing. I don't like a really thin one. So I'm gonna take a brush like this. It's really perfect for my eye. I like how it's flat and rounded. So we're gonna dip into this on the tip of the brush on both sides. I'm definitely gonna need more here in a minute, but it is what it is. So right where your crease is, we're gonna kind of arc it out and then kind of drag it down. So 1 second. And just kind of take it down like this. Okay, now if you're like, Cody, that's really square, that's ugly. The way I do my halos is this way. The majority of the shaping that I get when it kind of like sucks it in is when I apply the shadows on both sides of it. So it's kind of like one of those trust the process moments. So trust the process. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the shimmer. I'm gonna take Nikkietutorials, which is this really vibrant blue down here at the bottom. I'm gonna take a flat brush like this. This is also a Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M166 brush. So I'm just going to dip into that on both sides of my brush. Now it's not picking up a lot of the product. Oh, I lied, just kidding, it just took a moment. So it's really packed in, so I actually removed a lot. So I'm gonna tap off some of it because I don't want a ton to fall onto my face. So it did lose a lot, but we'll just see. So I'm just going to press this in tightly because I don't want a lot of it to fall out onto my skin. Okay, right off the bat, you can see this is a super stunning color. This might be my absolute new favorite. So I love this so much. Perfect, and I got like no fallout on my skin, so that's a plus. So now I'm gonna take another fluffy brush and I'm going to start applying the shadow on both sides of the little halo that we cut out. I think what I'm gonna do is start off with a little bit of, I think I'm gonna take the dark blue again, and I'm gonna take this on the outer corners of it. So we're gonna kind of bring this down a little bit like this, not all the way over, like on the inside. Don't bring it all the way over on the inside. And do that on both sides. So I'm gonna take a different brush. I'm gonna be dipping into Ooh, which is the vibrant green right here. So I'm going to dip into that bad boy and put this on the inside of the blue. Once you fill in that little gap, this is where we're gonna really take a lot of it and we're gonna kind of angularly apply it so it kind of changes the shape of the halo itself. And then we'll blend it together with the dark blue here in a second. So just do the other side at an angle as well. So you see how it went from being like a rectangle to like this upside down triangle? That's how I reshape my halos. So I'm gonna dip into that dark blue again, which is called Amsterdam. And this is where we're just gonna kind of blend them together a little bit. And then lastly, I'm gonna take a little bit of that shimmer, again, Mama Tutorials, and I'm just going to reapply it a little bit in the middle. And that's pretty much the lid, looking absolutely stunning and beautiful. Oh, we love it. Wait till we get some lashes on. Ooh, wait till we get some lashes. So for under eye, I'm going to take a brush from Makeup Shack. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Makeup Shack T14 brush. I'm gonna run a little bit of Amsterdam first underneath my eye, and I'm gonna blend it out with Ew. So we're just gonna take this and just kind of drag it along our lower lash line, keeping it as close to the waterline as we can so we have room to blend it out without really dragging down our eye. So now I'm going to dip into Ooh, which is the green, and just go along it again. Okay, that is looking stunning. We are loving it so far. Ooh, that's good. I can't wait to get liner and lashes on. Okay, so real quick off camera, I'm gonna throw on my lashes, mascara, and liner, and I'll be right back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, I'm back, and the look is all complete. On the lips, I have a Gerard Cosmetics Hydro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Iced Mocha. Definitely one of my new favorite liquid lipsticks. For lashes, I have a pair of Glamnetic magnetic lashes on, and I have some of my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner on the waterline. This look I think is so beautiful. Like, look at that halo moment. Like, it's so beautiful, so shiny. So let me run through my final thoughts on the Nikkietutorials X Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette. Okay, so from right off the bat, the packaging is stunning. I think this is absolutely beautiful. I really think this kind of shows off that everyone has more than one side to them and that you should always embrace both sides. I love that it opens up like this. There's mirrors on both sides, which I think is very cool. Like I said, the pans themselves are a very large size. There are a lot of different colors that you have going on, a lot of different shimmers. There are a lot of possible combinations you can have, of course. Now, the formula itself, I really, really like. I legitimately have zero issue with the formula. So with the matte shadows, they're very, very pigmented right off the bat. They are very buildable as well. They're very, very blendable, which again, I think is super, super important. The shimmers showed up right away. They are super pigmented, as you can see. I am so happy with this. Honestly, it was really worth the extra 2-week wait that I had to wait. But I am so excited about this palette. It's everything I wanted it to be. When I see this, I absolutely can see Nikkietutorials in it. Obviously, she poured her heart and soul into this palette with Beauty Bay, and as most of you probably know, she's not had the best of luck with collaborations in the past, so I was really hoping that this would work out in her favor and just kind of make all that just, you know, a forgotten memory. So hopefully this whole collaboration went, you know, off without a hitch, and she is super happy about how it turned out. I would love to know if any of you have this palette, if you enjoy it, what are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to have a conversation with you about it. But overall, the Nikkietutorials X Beauty Bay Pressed Pigment Palette absolutely is Cody Jay approved. I think it's stunning. I think honestly it's so perfect. I legitimately have no complaints with the palette itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's review on this palette. If you'd like to keep up with all things Cody J, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok, all at Cody J Artistry. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.